The cursed wanderer. Is Ashwatthama still alive? The boundary between history and mythology in India is often blurred, but no figure inhabits that particular grey zone more prominently than Ashwatthama, the son of Dronacharya. In the grand tapestry of the Mahabharata, he is a tragic hero turned vengeful monster, a warrior of unparalleled skill who committed a crime so heinous that it resulted in a punishment worse than death, immortality. For over 5 millennia, the question has persisted across the Indian subcontinent. Is Ashwatthama still alive? To understand the mystery of his survival, one must look at the closing chapters of the Kurukshetra war. Ashwatthama was one of the few survivors of the Kaurav army. Driven by grief over his father's unnatural death and the fall of Duryodhan, he unleashed a midnight massacre on the Pandav camp, slaughtering the Draupadiyas, the 5 sons of the Pandavas, while they slept. In a final desperate act of defiance, he invoked the Brahmashira, an ultimate weapon of mass destruction, and directed it towards the womb of Uttara to end the Pandav lineage. Though Lord Krishna intervened to save the unborn Parikshit, the moral transgression was unforgivable. Ashwatthama was born with a divine jewel, money, embedded in his forehead, which protected him from hunger, thirst, fatigues, and weapons. As punishment, Krishna commanded that the gem be forcibly removed. The resulting wound, Krishna declared, would never heal. While the Bhagavad Gita focuses on the path of dharma and the nature of the soul, the aftermath of the war in the Sauptika Parva details the specific nature of Ashwatthama's life. Krishna pronounced a curse that defines his existence. He would wander the earth for 3,000 years, often interpreted in the cosmic cycles to extend till the end of the Kali Yuga. He would receive no hospitality, no food, and no conversation from any human soul. He would carry the stench of blood and pus, living in forests and desolate places. He would be a Chiranjeevi, an immortal, but one who craves a death that will not come. In Hindu philosophy, nothing happens without a divine hetu, purpose. If Ashwatthama is still alive, it isn't just for his own suffering. His existence serves a larger cosmological function. Ashwatthama serves as a permanent walking reminder of the consequences of abandoning dharma. While the Pandavas ascended to the heavens, Ashwatthama remains rooted in the decaying world, symbolizing the darker side of the warrior code. According to the various Purans, Ashwatthama's role is not yet finished. He is prophesied that in the next Manavatara or cosmic age, Ashwatthama will become one of the Saptarshis, the 7 great celestial sages. His current suffering is viewed by some scholars as a brutal period of penance and purgatory to purge his soul of the sins committed during the Mahabharata, preparing him for his future role as a guardian of knowledge. He is the bridge between the Dwapar and the Kali Yuga. His survival ensures that a direct witness to the divine presence of Krishna remains on earth until the very end of time, perhaps to greet the final avatar, Kalki. Despite the passage of thousands of years, the folklore of India is peppered with chilling accounts of a tall, mysterious man who matches Ashwatthama's description. These stories span from the deep forest of central India to the Himalayan foothills. The most famous sighting location is the Asirgarh Fort in Burhanpur. Locals believe that every morning Ashwatthama visits the ancient Shiva temple within the fort to offer a red hibiscus flower. Priests claim that even if they lock the temple doors at night and find the scantum empty, a fresh flower and sandalwood paste are found on the Shivalinga at dawn. Villagers tell stories of a massive man, nearly 7 or 8 feet, with a deep indentation or a bleeding hole in his forehead, who occasionally asks for oil or butter to soothe his wounds. A popular urban legend involves a railway doctor or a local Vaidya, traditional healer, who was approached by an old man with a horrific scalp injury. The story goes that no matter how much ointment was applied, the wound soaked it up instantly. When the doctor remarked that the wound looked thousands of years old, that stranger vanished. This tale has surfaced in various forms in both Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh. Many sadhus, holy men in the Himalayan foothills, claim to have encountered a Mahapurush, great man, wandering in areas where oxygen is thin and human survival is impossible. Unlike other immortals like Hanuman or Mahavatar Babaji, sightings of Ashwatthama are usually described as unsettling or filled with a sense of profound melancholy. From a scientific or historical perspective, there is no hard evidence. We have no photographs, no DNA, and no physical artifacts. However, the evidence in the context of Indian culture is both literary and sociological. Ashwatthama is officially listed in the Hindu scriptures as one of the 7 immortals alongside Vedavyas, Hanuman, Bibhishan, Kripacharya, Parashuram, and Mahabali. To a believer, the authority of the Purans is the only evidence that is required. The descriptions of Ashwatthama across different states in India are remarkably consistent. A tall stature, perpetually bleeding forehead, and request for oils, specifically mustard oil or butter, to treat his wound. Now, is Ashwatthama still alive? If we take the Mahabharata at its word, he is. He is not a ghost, but a biological entity bound by a divine decree to outlive everyone he ever loved or hated. While other immortals like Hanuman are worshipped as deities, Ashwatthama is regarded with a mixture of pity and fear. He represents the endless Saturday, the period of waiting and suffering. Whether he is a literal man hiding in the shadows of the Asirgarh fort or a metaphor of the undying nature of human vengeance and regret, Ashwatthama still remains the most haunting figure of the Indian antiquity. So, if you ever find yourself near an ancient Shiva temple at the break of dawn and see a towering figure disappearing into the mist, remember the curse of Krishna. Some wounds do not heal, and some lives, unfortunately, do not come to an end. He shall wander the earth, known to no one, and find no place to rest until the end of time. Lord Krishna said in the Sauptik Parva. Thank you for listening to us. If you find our story interesting, please share and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting videos.